On this part, we are going to first clean up this page by removing this remove with 2 parameters button. And then you are going to also learn how to remove an item from the database whenever you click this remove button. In here, let us first go to that view. So in the Solution Explorer, go to Views and then URL and then index.c#html. Down here for the column options, you have 2 buttons. The first one is Remove, which does call the controller URL and then action remove. And the other one is the redundant one, so I'll just remove it. Let us now go to the URL controller. Let's go here, then go to URL controller. Let us scroll down. I'm going to just remove this action as well. And now down here, we are going to use the ID that is being passed from the view to this action to remove this item from the database. Now to remove the item, you need to first find it. So var item or var URL is equal to, and then in here we're going to use context dot URLs and then dot first or default, and then n that goes to n.id is equal to the ID. Now here, as you could see, we had 2 methods, the first or default and also the first method. Now, the difference between these 2 methods is that if you use the first or default and you don't find any items in the database, the value is going to be null. But if you use the first method and you don't find any items in the database, then it's going to throw an exception. Now that we have the URL, we're going to use the context and then URLs dot remove and then pass as a parameter the URL object. Now, so far, we have just removed it from the context. To apply this change in the database, you need to use the context.saveChanges method. And then down here, instead of returning a view, so the remove view, a view that we don't have, you can just return redirect to action and then index. Let us save the changes. So what this does in here is that it's just going to return us to the index action, which is going to render all the URLs that we have in the database. Let us start the app. And now let us go to all links. I'm just going to click this button. You can see that the link was removed successfully, which means that everything worked as expected. Now, if you don't want to redirect the user to the same view, what you can do is that in here, you can type return, for example, view, and then this can be a success view, and then just create the success view, right? There's some messages like, for example, the URL was removed successfully, etc. What you are going to have in that case is that user clicks the button to remove it. You are redirected to a separate page, which is going to be like, let's say, a successful message page. But I do prefer to keep it simple. That is why I'm redirecting the user to the action index in here.